Hello, everybody. This is Edelwolf927, and I'm going to talk about Gundam Collection 1-400 Tactical Battles. I intend to make a multi-part series of videos covering some of the basics of tactical battles for those of you who, like me, probably had a hard time finding videos on YouTube in English that explain how the game is played properly. Shout out to the guys on the Gundam Collection 1-400 Tactical Battles Facebook page for providing a translated copy of the rulebook, stat sheets, and my buddy Chris for inviting me to the page. Alright, with that out of the way, let's talk about setup and basic gameplay. Right off the bat, the game requires you to have a centimeter ruler or tape measure, as everything is measured in centimeters, not in inches. A 30 centimeter or 12-inch ruler is perfectly fine as long as it reads centimeters for most games. 1d6 for each player is all that is necessary for rolls. Very nice and simple. Some action markers like beads or smaller colored die or cardboard or paper cutouts. Lastly, some terrain. Preferably anything that will block line of sight and can be used as cover. Buildings, trees, such things like that. Advanced battle rules and terrain features will be discussed in another video. You begin with forming units based on their LP or logistics points. This can be found on the right of the stat sheets under LP. Small games can be played at a starting LP of 100 to 150 LP and cannot exceed that amount for both players. Mobile suits or vehicles must be the same faction unless otherwise stated on the stat card as being usable by any faction at a cost of 5 LP or more per unit, fielded added to your total army's LP cost. For now, we will focus on one-year war era factions Zeon and Federation. For this demonstration, I will only field a single mobile suit per faction for brevity. Be sure to check out Raymond Leong's tutorial on Gundam Collection Tactical Battles Part 1. We're still waiting on his eventual Part 2s, but we'll try to cover that in this video. His video does cover stat sheets, pertinent information that I will not cover in this video. You can find stat sheets in the Facebook page, Gundam Collection 1-400 Tactical Battles, under Files. Look for the Master Stat List or any of the Word documents that say Stat Sheets. Once you have your field, your units, and your opponent is ready, you can roll or rock, paper, scissors for initiative. Winner goes first. Games are intended to last only 45 minutes or until one team has wiped out the opponent's units. I won the initiative, and so I begin by choosing move or shoot in any order I desire. My opponent is more than likely not within line of sight or range, and so I'll move my Zaku 2 10 centimeters to stay behind a building, and a rough guess away from the Fetty's GM's possible engagement range on his move. Since I am not in range, it is my opponent's turn, and he chose to move his max MP of 15 centimeters towards my Zaku 2, hiding behind the building. The GM is within 20 centimeters of my Zaku 2, which is his max range for his beam spread gun. But the building is considered blocking terrain and the GM cannot fire directly at him. Some mobile suits have indirect fire weapons and or weapons that ignore blocking terrain. However, this GM does not. It is my turn once again, and this time I choose to move out of cover and fire the Zaku machine gun. Once the attack is declared, the defender must declare an evasion or shield block. Note, only units with yes under shield in their stat shield can use a shield block. Those that don't have shields can only elect an evasion, which adds +2 to their EP or evasion points. The GM pilot chooses to shield block, which will subtract 2 from any damage taken. Next, I roll to hit using my AP, attack points, ACC or accuracy, stated on the Zaku machine gun, and add my dice roll to get my 2-hit total. I rolled a 5, meaning my total to hit is 9. The GM pilot rolls a 3, then adds his 3 EP, but it is not enough to dodge the shot. I roll once more, to determine damage and get a 3. Since the GM pilot declared a shield block, we subtract 2 from the damage, making the total damage done 1, bringing the GM's 5 hit points to 4 hit points. And that's the basic gameplay in a short yet thorough video explanation. A few things to add are critical hits and critical failures. Rolling a 1 on an attack is an instant miss, while rolling a 6 is an instant hit. If you roll a 6 to hit and your opponent rolls a 6, the rules don't clarify what you do, but I assume you roll again, or can say it canceled out the attack on the defender's behalf. But players can decide this in advance. Lastly, if the player succeeds the hit roll and rolls a 6 on the damage roll, that is called a critical damage, and the player can roll another 6-sided die to add that total to the damage in addition to any plus number of damage the weapon causes. Alright, that is all. Thank you very much for your time, and have a good day. Zieg Zion.